Well, now we're going to get our top coat on, and I use Tan Coat. It works well for me. Other people have what they like. I like using Tan Coat. So the dye is done, the stitching's done, I've burnished the edge, and now I'm going to go ahead and top coat this thing. First of all, I always shake stuff. I don't know if it's always necessary to do so, but I do. What I'm going to do is use a dauber to put the Tan Coat on, and then a paper towel to wipe off the excess. Let's start on this side, shall we? One thing I do want to make sure is to get that Tan Coat down into the stitch line. It helps to protect that as well as the whole rest of the holster. Don't gotta be neat, just get it on there. Hey, I just slop it on. And I'll do the front half first. Wipe that off. It soaks in a bit. And when you wipe it off, it leaves a thin layer of Tan Coat. Now, as Tan Coat dries, obviously it starts out wet. And it's still wet and gloppy enough that you can wipe it off with a paper towel. After that, shortly after that, it gets kind of tacky, so you don't want to mess with it. After that, the tackiness goes away, but it stays kind of soft, and you could buff it and get a nice finish out of it. But I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of it. Just slop it on. It's really soaking it up. And before it gets tacky, wipe it off. That's the thing. As you wipe it, that helps to spread it out too. I'm going to go ahead and do this part. I've already Tan Coated the inside of it before I folded it over and stitched it. So that's done already. Make sure I get it on my edges, because even though I use gum tragacanth to do the edges, just gum tragacanth won't last. At least it's done for me. I always gotta make sure to top coat all my edges afterwards. Same thing, put it on, wipe it off. Well, you're not wiping it all off, you know. You're leaving a thin layer. Actually, should be dry enough I can hold it like this. Because you want your edges to stay pretty. That's one thing that sets homemade holsters apart from factory holsters. A lot of time factory holsters, they just put edge paint on them. They don't burnish them and all that. Now this side has dried enough. Taking the same paper towel, just fold it over, that I can start burnishing. Not burnishing, I'm sorry. Buffing it.
Buffy, she's a vampire slayer.
And I don't know if you can catch that, but it brings a bit of a shine to it, a bit of a gleam. Let's do that to the whole thing. because it's all pretty much dried enough to do that now. Get the edge. There we go. Sometimes you can go ahead and burnish the edge some more. Some more. Burnish the edge some more. That brings it out pretty darn nice there. Now I'm going to go ahead and let that dry before the next step, which is to wet it all over again. I got to form this into a finished holster now.